the great Gildersleeve. A special rebroadcast for all you soldiers, sailors, and Marines of the United Nations. Listen to another amazing episode in the life of the great Gildersleeve.
And now, what about the great Gildersleeve? Well, just this evening, he received a phone call from his old friend, Judge Hooker.
Say, Gildy, I hate to impose on you, but I'm in a spot. I'll be tied up all evening at the courthouse, and I wonder if you could do me a favor.
Well, Judge, I'm pretty tired.
I had an engagement to take Miss Del Rey to a nightclub. If I cancel at the last minute, she'll be sore at me. Could you just...
Well, Horace, anything to oblige a friend.
And so Gildersleeve has spent the evening with Miss Del Rey at the Static Club, scrupulously remembering that he is there as Judge Hooker's representative. We find him now at Miss Del Rey's doorstep saying goodnight.
I want to thank you for a wonderful evening, Mr. Gildersleeve. I hope you had a good time.
Oh, I did. Very enjoyable. You're a fine dancer.
So are you.
Well, I'll be better when you give me a few lessons.
You are good already. So strong, so confident when you lead.
I better say goodnight, Miss Del Rey.
Oh, no. Please don't go yet.
Well, okay.
I want to tell you what a wonderful evening I had.
Oh, so did I. Lots of fun. The music was great.
Yes, it was heavenly. I really can't thank you enough.
Well, we really ought to thank Judge Hooker. He arranged it. Well, I guess I better be going.
Must you?
Oh, yes. Got to be up early at the office tomorrow morning.
Good night.
Good night.
Well, good night.
Good night. Well, I owed it to good old Horace. Just the same, I could kick myself right in the pants. Yes, sir, I could kick myself. Oh, well.
What's the matter, Unc? Bad night?
Huh? Oh, no, Leroy. As a matter of fact, I had a fine night. Fine night.
Go to the movies?
No, we went dancing.
Dancing? You?
What's so funny about that? Dancing is good exercise.
When did you suddenly get interested in exercise?
Dancing is something everyone should learn, my boy. Wouldn't do you any harm to take a few lessons yourself.
Are you kidding? What do I know with dancing lessons?
Well, it would teach you to dance, for one thing. Might also teach you to walk through a room without stumbling over every piece of furniture, including your feet.
I get around okay.
Yes.
There's a limit to everything, and this is it.
Huh?
Mr. Gildersleeve, I don't like to say nothing, but the time has come.
The time has come. What do you mean, Bertie?
I got other offers. Judge Hooker told me anytime I want to work for him, anytime at all.
Bertie.
I can even go to work for a lady in Chicago if I have to.
Bertie, you're not leaving us. What's wrong?
Well, somebody's been messing around my icebox again. And I ain't mentioning no boys' names, but...
Leroy.
I never went near the place, Unc.
Now, my boy.
It's the truth. You can cut my heart out if it isn't.
Leroy, there was a chicken leg in that icebox. I remember it just like it was my own.
I never took any chicken leg. I hate chicken legs.
Bertie.
Yes, sir?
Come to think of it, Bertie, it's just possible that I ate that chicken leg.
Oh, it's possible.
Before I went to bed last night, Bertie, afraid I couldn't sleep. I find it helps sometimes if I gnaw a chicken leg.
Does it help sometimes if you eat a cupcake?
Huh? Oh, yes. I may have nibbled at a cupcake, too.
Nibbled? You polished off 3.
Is that a fact? Funny, I have no recollection of it. Of course, I was rather sleepy at the time.
I thought you said you couldn't sleep. I thought that was why you ate the chicken leg.
Well, I got sleepy.
Between the chicken leg and the cupcakes? Boy, that chicken leg worked fast.
Well, I'm sorry if I upset your plans, Bertie. It won't happen again.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Gildersleeve, long as it was you.
Oh, boy, if it had been me to swipe the chicken, I ask you, is that justice?
Who said anything about justice? We were talking, as I remembered, about dancing school, Leroy.
You're really going to make me go to...
Here comes Marjorie. I'll bet she'd like to go. Wouldn't you, my dear?
To where?
To dancing school.
Oh, I'd love it.
You see, Leroy?
She would.
You really mean it? I can go? Oh, Uncle Mort, I can kiss
now.
I wanted to take ballet all last winter, remember, and you wouldn't let me.
Well, this is different.
I can do the spins already. Watch.
Careful, Marjorie.
Get her. How's that?
Very pretty, my dear, very pretty.
Kiss me. I'm a dying swan.
Settle down, Leroy, for a minute. You too, Marjorie. What I had in mind was not ballet dancing, my dear, but ballroom dancing.
But I just want to take ballet, Uncle Mort.
But I think it would be nice if you went to a dancing school that Leroy could go to, don't you?
I don't think any dancing school would let him in.
Oh, yeah? I can get in, only I don't want to.
The trouble with Leroy, he's afraid of girls.
I am not. I'm not afraid of you. You want to wrestle?
There'll be no wrestling around here. You'll learn to dance like little ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to have you disgracing yourself in the presence of Miss Del Rey.
Miss Del Rey, you mean...
Uh-huh. We go to dancing school and suffer so Unc can get in good with a teacher.
That has nothing whatsoever to do with it.
Well, she's your friend, Uncle Mort. Why don't you take the lessons?
Yeah.
She's Judge Hooker's friend. But it just so happens that I am going to take lessons.
It just so happens.
Yes, it just so happens.
Say, we can all take lessons together then. That might be kind of fun.
Together? Well, I'm afraid that won't be possible, my dear. My lessons are going to be private. Leroy.
I didn't say anything.
Wipe that grin off your face. You'll go to dancing school, and what's more, you'll enjoy it.
She.
If he or no he, you'll enjoy it. You won't have to dance with other girls right away. You can learn to dance with Marjorie.
I think I might be consulted about that first.
May I have the pleasure of this dance, sister dear?
Oh, Leroy.
Leroy, let go. Leroy, Uncle Mort, maybe let go.
Now, Leroy.
A jitterbug.
Leroy, really?
Leroy, pick up the table.
Yes, sir.
Pick up the lamp.
Yes, sir.
Pick up the cigarette box.
Yes, sir.
Now go upstairs before... Then you'll go to dancing school, too.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Bertie. Mr. Gildersleeve left for work yet?
Oh, he ain't only just finished his breakfast, Judge. Come on in.
Oh, thank you, Bertie.
Well, Horace, where were you last night? What happened?
No, the confounded jury was hung up until 11:30. We finally had to lock 'em up for the night.
Oh, too bad.
I felt terribly about leaving you stuck there. You and Miss Del Rey. You were able to entertain her without me, I trust.
We had a very pleasant evening.
And Dolores, did she seem downcast over my absence?
We had a very pleasant evening.
Oh, hang it. I'd been looking forward to it. I'd planned the whole thing from start to finish. I wanted it to be a very special evening for a very special reason.
Oh?
Yeah. In fact, I'd hoped before the evening was over to be in a position to make a little announcement. One of a particularly personal nature, one which I would wish you, as an old friend, to be the first to know about.
Then, as an old friend, perhaps you'll be good enough to tell me what the heck you're driving at now.
Well, I'm happy to do so, Gildy. After due consideration and in full knowledge of the importance of the step that I propose, I have concluded that the time has come for me to marry.
Marry? An old goat like you? Brother, the time has come and gone.
The years allotted to men, my friend, are 70. I still have a few left, and I don't propose to waste them.
Oh, certainly 6 or 7. Judge, look, love is one thing. That can happen to anybody. But marriage at your age? You're not thinking of Dolores.
I am. And Dolores has paid me the compliment of thinking now and then of me. Or so she tells me.
But Horace, she doesn't even speak the language.
Oh, she speaks the language, all right.
But think how much younger she is, Judge. Think what a merry chase she'd lead you.
Yeah, just what I'm thinking of.
Horace, I beg of you, don't rush into this.
I shall not rush into it. I shall merely ask the lady this evening to do me the honor of becoming my wife, as I intended doing last evening.
But did it ever occur to you, Judge, she might accept?
Huh?
You hardly know her, Judge. For all you know, she's nothing but an adventuress.
Adventurous?
Well, why else would she want to marry an old rooster like you?
Gildersleeve, I had intended inviting you to join Dolores and myself again this evening. I now withdraw that invitation. Good day.
Oh, Judge, don't go off and huff. To think of it, my old friend, the best friend I ever had, trapped by a designing woman. Shame, shame. And that poor little girl. Think of her. In the clutches of an elderly goat. Horrible. Something's got to be done. If I'd known all this last night. If I hadn't been so darn honorable. If I'd gone ahead and swept her off her feet and made her forget the judge. If I just grabbed her right where she stood and given her a good big smack. If I'd... Maybe there's still time. Maybe if I work fast. Still, I don't know. 9 o'clock. I ought to be getting down to the waterworks. Oh, hang the waterworks. I owe it to good old Horace.
And now, what of the great Gildersleeve? Well, he is determined to do right by his old friend, Judge Hooker, no matter what the judge wants. And in order to help out the judge, he's enlisting the aid of his next-door neighbor, Leela Ransom. Or trying to.
So you see, Leela, the situation is critical. The judge is going to propose to this woman tonight.
Oh, but she'd never in the world accept him, Throckmorton.
Well, you never can tell what a woman will do.
That's true.
The judge is a big man in this town. She probably thinks he has money. I bet he has, too. He never spends any. She'll say yes so fast it'll make his head spin.
Well, it's nothing to me, Throckmorton. I think it's entirely the judge's affair.
Leela, the judge is our friend. We can't sit by and watch him make a fool of himself.
How do you think we can stop him?
Very simple. I make love to the girl. That is, I pretend to.
I see.
Then she forgets all about the judge. I've saved him.
That's all very well, Throckmorton, but who's going to save you?
Oh, Leela, that's really no problem. As soon as she's sick of the judge, I drop her like a hot potato.
I can just imagine.
Leela, after all we've been to each other, do you seriously think a little fly-by-night dancing teacher could mean anything to me?
Well, when you put it that way, it's nice to think I meant something to you once, Throckmorton.
You still do, Leela. Mm-hmm. You represent something fine, something real in my life.
You're a sweet person, Throckmorton. You know you are.
You're the one that's sweet.
Oh, Throckmorton.
Well, will you help me knock off this... will you help me save the judge?
Well, I'll try. What is it you want me to do?
Very simple. We go to the judge's house tonight. About 8:30, you make some excuse to take him away for a little while.
What kind of excuse?
Really doesn't matter. Tell him you have to go to the post office and mail a letter, Leela. Only do it early, 8:30. Then when you get him out of there, I'll come in with a heavy artillery.
There you are, madam. 65, 10 and 75. Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'll be right with you.
No hurry, Peavy.
And 25 is $1. I thank you. You'll find the directions on the bottle there. If it doesn't work, bring it back, and I'll be glad to refill it.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Gildersleeve, what can I do for you?
Wait till she leaves.
Good day. Call again. Now, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Didn't want to say anything what she could hear, Peavy, but have you got any cigarettes?
Mr. Gildersleeve, you must be the 10th person today who's come in here and asked me for cigarettes.
Well, have you got any?
No, Mr. Gildersleeve, I haven't.
Look, I know you have to say that, Peavy, but these cigarettes are not for myself. They're for a lady.
Oh, a lady?
Yeah, I'd like to make a little impression. Sure, I have influence, you know.
What kind of cigarettes did this lady smoke, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Oh, I don't know. Melacrinos, Fatimas. What kind have you got?
I haven't got any.
Then why do you ask me what kind she smokes?
Oh, a matter of interest, that's all.
Peavy, by George, you're the most irritating man I know.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
All right, forget the cigarettes. If there aren't any, there aren't any, that's all. Peavy, let me ask you something. We've been friends for a long time, haven't we?
Yes, Mr. Gildersleeve, we have.
I've brought you a good deal of business one way and another, haven't I?
You have, and I'm very grateful.
I pay my bills, and I pay them on time, don't I?
Yes, Mr. Gildersleeve, you do.
When I grew too many radishes last summer, I sent Leroy over with a basket, didn't I?
Yes, and we enjoyed them very much.
If you were ever sick or in trouble, you'd know you could count on me for help, wouldn't you?
Yes, I believe I could.
Then how about some cigarettes?
Mr. Gildersleeve, I have no cigarettes. And there's no use looking under the counter.
I just thought you might have forgotten. Sure wish I knew where I could get some, though. Yes, sir. If I knew a man who'd sell me a carton of cigarettes, I'd consider him a friend for life, Peavy. I'd do anything for him. Make it worth his while, too. 1 pack, Peavy, just 1 pack.
Mr. Gildersleeve, perhaps you haven't heard. There's a shortage. No cigarettes. None whatever. None in the basement, none in the attic, none under the counter, none buried in the backyard. None.
All right, Peavy, I'll take your word for it. No harm in asking. Better be going, I guess. Wait.
Yes?
What's that bulge in your pocket?
Box of cough drops. Care for one?
Oh, nuts. Goodbye, Peavy.
Goodbye, Mr. Gildersleeve. Now, Dolores, I thought it might make an amusing evening for a change if we just stayed here by ourselves and enjoyed the fire. How's that sound to you?
Well, if that is what you'd like.
And by we can have some cider and donuts. That sound like fun?
Well,
Of course, if you'd rather go rushing around town making whoopee, I'm your man for that, too. Ding, ding.
oh, no. Let's not bother.
Well, now, don't give in just to please me, Dolly.
Oh, no.
You're the queen, you know. My only endeavor is to please your gracious majesty.
That's fine.
Sleepy? It's the fire does that. You know, Dolly, there's something been on my mind that I want to talk to you about. Something quite serious.
Oh, no, Horace. Nothing serious, please. Let's just be comfortable, eh?
I know, but this is something quite important, Dolly. It might well prove to be a turning point to that is... Oh, the doorbell. Who the dickens can that be?
Oh, go and find out, silly.
I guess I'll have to. Could always be a telegram or something.
Good evening, Judge. Surprise.
What in...
Yeah, surprise, Judge.
This is a surprise indeed.
Come on in quickly. Let's shut the door. It's cold.
Doggone you, Gildersleeve. If you didn't have Leela with you, I wouldn't let you in.
Yeah. Where shall we put our coats, Horace? Well, Miss Del Rey, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Good evening, Mr. Gildersleeve.
We have visitors, it seems, Dolores. Miss Del Rey, may I present Mrs. Ransom?
I am very happy to meet you.
Well, I'm surely pleased to meet you, Miss Del Rey. Honestly, it would be such a relief to have another girl around here. You just can't imagine how tired I am of these two boys fighting over me.
Yes, I can remember when the judge was runner-up in the Leela Ransom sweepstakes.
Now, you see here, Gildersleeve.
Only kidding, Horace. Well, a nice, cozy fire. Sit down, Leela. Sit down, Dolores.
Yes.
May I sit down, too, Mr. Gildersleeve? Please?
Oh, certainly. Go ahead, Horace. Make yourself at home.
Some nerve.
Yeah. Well, folks, what'll we do for a little excitement? How about a game of spin the platter? Or post office. We could all play that.
Oh, now, Throckmorton, I doubt if Miss Del Rey knows that game.
I bet I could teach her the main idea in a hurry.
It is a kissing game, no?
That's right, Dolores. It's a child's game here in America.
My, these American children.
Oh, well, I don't think we ought to play games anyway, Throckmorton. After all, we're all grown up.
How about a nice game of charades? That would be fun.
Yeah, let's play charades. Here's one. Who am I?
Oh, that's easy, George Washington crossing the Delaware.
Yeah, that's right. I supply my own sound effects, too. Say, Dolores, do you know why George Washington stood up in the bow of the boat when he crossed the Delaware?
No, why?
His pants were too tight to sit down.
That is very funny.
I'm glad you liked it.
Oh, for heaven's sake. The first time I heard that joke, I laughed so hard I fell out of my cradle.
All right, then, Judge. Here's another one. Why is a kiss over the telephone like a straw hat? Anybody know? Because it isn't felt.
I know that one, too. Just couldn't think of it.
That's the hard part, Judge. Well, what do we do now?
Oh, no, let's sing.
Oh, yes.
Sing? Great.
Now, there's an idea I just cannot see at all.
Oh, come on, Judge.
I'll play the piano.
Huh? No. I know a song, Leela.
Well, early, Throckmorton. You don't have to shove me off the bench.
Well, Leela, it's 8:30. Go ahead and get the judge out of here.
Not just nice.
Leela, you promised. Oh, here's a song, folks, right here.
What's that song? Never heard it before.
Neither did I.
Oh, I know this song. Let me play it for you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah, let Dolores play it, Leela. She plays like $1 million. You play and I'll sing, huh? How I love the kisses of Dolores. Dolores.
Me?
Not Marie or Emily or Doris. Only my Dolores. From the balcony above me, she whispers, love me, and throws a rose. Ah, but she is twice as lovely as the rose she throws. I would die to be with my Dolores. Dolores. I was made to serenade Dolores. Chorus after chorus. Just imagine eyes like moonrise, a voice like music, and lips like wine. What a break if I could make Dolores mine, oh, mine.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, you sing so...
Judge Hooker, I wonder if you would be kind enough to see me home.
What's the matter, Leela?
Let me handle this, Judge. Come here a minute, Leela. What's the big idea?
The way you're carrying on with that woman.
For goodness sake, that's part of the plan. She doesn't mean a thing to me, Leela. She doesn't mean any more to me than you do.
Oh! Where's my coat, please? Come on, Judge.
Well, now, Leela, Throckmorton brought you.
I wouldn't allow Mr. Gildersleeve to escort me as far as that door.
Leela, you misunderstood me.
Can't you stay, Leela?
I'm sorry, Horace. We never should have come here in the first place.
Well, be that as it may, and I'm not disagreeing with you, I'm enough of a gentleman to see you home. Will you excuse me for a few moments, Dolores?
Oh, certainly.
Gildy, will you excuse me if I behave as a gentleman should?
Go ahead and be a gentleman, you old goat.
Come along, Leela.
This is very sweet of you, Horace. Good night, Miss Del Rey.
Good night.
Well,
I do not think you were very nice to Mrs. Ransom, Mr. Gildersleeve.
well, she's just jealous.
Oh, why should she be jealous?
Yeah. What about last night?
What about it?
You might not have guessed it, but I had half a notion to slip you a quick kiss there.
Why, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Got half a notion to do it right now.
Oh, no, not so fast.
Yeah. All right, I'll wait. Why don't we dance?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you danced with me last night. Come on, how about a little rumba lesson?
Well...
Come on, what do I do first?
First, you put your right arm around my waist like this.
My right arm...
Ooh, not so tight.
How's that?
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Oh, hello, Judge. Say, you certainly got back fast.
Yeah, faster than you anticipated, evidently.
Oh, I was giving the rumba lesson, Horacito.
Oh?
How did you get back so soon?
I put the lady in a taxicab.
I was wondering if you'd push her in front of a truck.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt your rumba lesson, Gildy, but it happens that I've paid for a course of lessons with Miss Del Rey, and I believe that I shall start now.
Well, you take it easy, Judge. I bought the course, too.
Well, I insist on going first.
I have already started.
I'm going first.
I'm going first.
Boys, don't fight. You can both have a lesson.
Yeah, but I want mine first.
I want mine first.
No. There is nothing to fight about. Look, now I play the music. Now, Mr. Gildersleeve, put your right arm around the judge's waist.
I put my...
And, Judge, you take hold of his left hand. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4.
On top of everything else, Hooker, you're a lousy dancer.
Get off of my feet.
Oh!
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service. Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve. Cheese Company, makers of parquet margarine and a complete line of famous quality food products, presents Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve. Kraft brings you the Great Gildersleeve every week at this time, written by John Whedon and Sam Moore, music by Claude Swaiten. The Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. But first, here's a tip that can save you plenty of time. Shopping time these days when the stores are so full, and kitchen time, too. When you're planning to serve macaroni and cheese, buy the box that contains both ingredients for that main dish. Buy a box of marvelous Kraft Dinner for the best tasting macaroni and cheese you ever made. That one box of Kraft Dinner contains not only special fast cooking macaroni, but also plenty of Kraft grated for really rich cheese flavor. With these two special ingredients, you cook delicious macaroni and cheese in just 7 minutes by the clock. Kraft Dinner gives you fluffy, light macaroni with golden cheese goodness through and through. Here's a hearty main dish that's a time saver and a point saver. And what macaroni and cheese it gives you. So try it soon. Save time, save points with Kraft Dinner. On to Summerfield in the home of the Great Gildersleeve. Things are a little upset in the Gildersleeve household this week. The bug that's been going around town has finally laid Bertie low, and she's been ordered this morning to go back to bed and stay. Marjorie and Leroy have insisted on serving her breakfast there, while Gildersleeve, downstairs at her front window, waits anxiously for the arrival of Dr. Pettibone.
Well, there he is, and it's about time. What's he doing now? Oh, for goodness sake. The old fool has to put a blanket over his radiator every time he stops. You'd think that was a Rolls Royce instead of a Franklin. That's right. Tuck it in, Doc. Widgy, widgy, widgy. Take your time. No hurry. Just people sick here, that's all. Come on, come on. Now what? Oh, that's right. Forget your bag. No wonder you didn't forget your... Whoop, careful, Doc. Have to have Leroy put some cinders on that sidewalk. Doc wouldn't sue, but you never know. Come on, Doc. This is no time to be admiring the scenery.
Why don't you shovel off your walk?
Why don't you watch your step? Come on, will you? You're letting in the cold.
What's the matter with you? You look all right.
It's not me, Doc. It's Bertie. I think maybe she's got the same thing Marjorie had.
That could be. There's a lot of it around. Well, we'll see. Where is she?
Up in her room.
Well, lead the way.
You'll do everything you can for her, won't you, Doc? We're very fond of Bertie. Been with us a long time.
Keep moving.
Tell the truth, I think she's a little scared of doctors. Never been sick before. So go a little easy, will you?
We'll see. Keep moving. In here?
No, that's...
Oh, sorry.
Her room's down here. Well, here we are, Bertie. How's the girl? By George, you're looking better already. I think all you needed was a little breakfast. Bertie, you know Dr. Pettibone.
Hello there.
How you do, Doctor?
Hi.
Leroy, pull up a chair for the doctor.
Leroy, have you seen my English book?
Yeah, Marjorie, go get a glass of water. We might need it.
Okay.
Now, Bertie...
Gildersleeve.
Just a minute, Doc. Now, Bertie, I want you to know there's nothing to be afraid of. Not a thing in the whole wide world. You're going to get well, you understand? You got to get well. And the doctor isn't going to hurt you.
Gildersleeve,
Just trying to reassure her, Doc. Never been sick before. She's a little nervous.
Well, why don't you just leave the bedside manner to me? You'll kill her with yours.
What's he opening that bag for?
Bag? Well, those are just his instruments, Bertie.
Uh-oh.
Now, don't get scared. He isn't going to saw your leg off or anything like that. He has to have those things along just in case.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I wish you'd send for my sister. I never been sick a day in my life. I never even got looked at by a doctor.
Now, Bertie.
Take it easy, Bertie. Bertie, he won't hurt you a bit. Honestly, why, when I was sick...
Yeah, Marjorie, tell Bertie. When he stuck that needle in you, you didn't even feel it, did you?
Needle? Not a bit.
There, you see?
Boy, the time I fell off my bicycle and had to have 3 stitches, that hurt plenty.
Run along, Leroy.
Here's the glass of water, Dr. Pettibone. What'll I do with it?
Just take it back where you got it. I won't be needing it. Now, Bertie, if you'll just open your mouth.
What's that thing?
That's just a thermometer, Bertie.
Like the one they used on me, remember?
That ain't the thing he stuck you with.
No. Now, if you people would just be quiet.
Quiet, Marjorie.
Quiet, Leroy. Who said anything?
Just put this under your tongue, Bertie.
Yeah, that's right. Just put it under your tongue.
And close your mouth.
That's right. Close your mouth.
And leave it there a little while.
Leave it there a little while. You see, it doesn't hurt, does it?
Most of them.
No. Keep your mouth closed.
Oh, yeah, keep it closed, Bertie. Only don't bite down on that. It's glass. Might cut your throat. There's mercury in it. Poison.
Poison? Mr. Gildersleeve, you're fine now. I think the treatment done worked already. I'm getting up and
You're
I'm
staying right where you are. Listen, I've got too many assistants here.
Yeah, you're right, Doc. Marjorie, I think you better run out downstairs and leave us alone here. You too, Leroy.
You too, Gildersleeve.
Yeah. Huh?
You're the worst of the lot.
Leroy.
Now, go on. I'll see you downstairs.
I was only trying to help, that's all.
If I need a consultant, I'll send for him, and it'll cost you plenty. Now, beat it.
All right. Come along, children. Now, don't worry, Bertie. Don't worry for a single minute. Understand? What do you think, Doc? What do you think?
She'll be all right. Just keep her in bed, keep her quiet, plenty of liquids, and, well, use your head. She'll probably be able to get up Monday.
Oh, great. Hotcakes Monday. Well, can't thank you enough, Doc. Oh, by the way, we're having a little evening of poker down at the Jolly Boys Club tonight. P.V. Hooker, the chief of police. Wouldn't care to join us, would you?
Well, I might just be able to make it. I seem to remember that Mrs. Pettibone's attending a meeting tonight.
Oh, great. Delighted to have you.
Oh, boy. Hey, Marge, you know that school book you were looking for, English poetry? Guess where I found it? On Unc's desk.
Oh, thank goodness.
And that's not all.
I didn't know you were looking for it, my dear.
I didn't know you were interested in poetry.
You didn't, huh? Well, listen to this. I found it in the wastebasket. In Unc's handwriting, too.
Leroy. The doctor and I are very busy now.
To Dolores.
Leroy.
Oh, my love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June.
That'll be enough.
Oh, my love is like a melody that's sweetly played in tune.
Give me that.
What's the matter, Unc?
Boys will be boys, Doc. Wait till I get you later.
I found it in the wastebasket, Unc.
The contents of wastebaskets are confidential, my boy.
That's a funny place to put anything confidential. Besides, you told me to empty it.
We won't discuss it now. Well, Doctor?
Well, Gildersleeve?
Well, we'll be seeing you tonight, then, at the Jolly Boys.
I'll be looking forward to it. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Goodbye.
Leroy, come into my study.
A whole poem there, fellas. Something like, my love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. My love is like a melody that's sweetly played a tune.
Oh, no.
It's a fact, Chief. It's a fact. You can arrest me if it's not.
Did you see this, Doctor?
P.V., I give you my word. It was right there in his own handwriting. Wasn't it, Judge?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Well, it was.
Mr. Gildersleeve. The old rascal.
Well, you know, you can laugh, but by golly, you have to hand it to the guy. He's quite a poet.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that.
Well, it's better than you could write, Phoebe.
It's better than he could write. Yes, I'm afraid Mr. Gildersleeve borrowed that from a book. Robert Burns.
Burns, huh? Well, I've heard him well spoken of.
Yes, I've always considered that one of my favorites. So has Mrs. Phoebe. We read it sometimes together. As fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gang dry.
Gang?
Not.
Oh. Kind of pretty.
I, for one, fail to find anything either pretty or amusing in any of this.
Why, Judge, what's the matter?
You gentlemen appear to be forgetting that Gildersleeve has been sending this so-called poetry to my girl.
Well, the judge has got a point there, I guess.
In fact, I hereby charge Gildersleeve with conduct unbecoming a member of the Jolly Boys.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that.
It is, and I want it so entered in the minutes.
Oh, now, Judge, we're all friends here.
Gildersleeve is no friend of mine. He's proved that.
Has anybody here seen Kelly? Kelly with a green next time.
Gildersleeve.
Well, gentlemen, greetings one and all.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Peavy. By George, I haven't seen you since yesterday. Chief and Doc.
Oh.
Well, I'm glad you made it, Doc. So you gave the old lady the slip, eh? I bet you told her you were sitting up with a sick friend. You old son of a gun. Well, Judge, how's the legal eagle this evening? Judge, I inquired about the state of your health.
Declined to answer on advice of counsel.
Oh, we're being a little stuffy this evening, eh?
How's to open up some cokes and get things started here? What say, Peavy?
What's this all about, Judge?
You know darn well what it's all about.
I haven't the faintest idea.
As a matter of fact, we were talking about it just before you came up here, and we all agreed that you have been guilty of conduct unbecoming a gentleman and a jolly boy.
Now, see here, I may be no gentleman, but by George...
Boys, now let's try and keep it friendly, shall we?
You keep out of this, Chief.
But listen...
Go chase burglars. Listen, Hooker, when a man can't come into his own club without being insulted by his best friend...
When a man can't turn his back without having his best friend try to steal his girl...
I did not.
You did so.
Well,
I did not.
You did, and I can prove it.
Well, go ahead.
I will do that.
Put up or shut up,
Believe
Hooker.
me, I will.
Don't you blow that thing in my ear, Chief.
Phillips, this is terrible. Here we got the doc with us here for the first time. Like to have him a regular member. What kind of an impression is he going to get from us carrying on like this? Now, I ask you.
I get the impression that you have some pretty good times up here.
By Harry, the doc's all right, isn't he, fellas? Now, if we could get Gildersleeve and the judge together...
If the judge wasn't such a sorehead, he'd let me explain.
I want none of your explanations, and I'm not a sorehead.
You're not only a sorehead, you're a stupid old goat.
Why, you libertine, you woman snatcher!
What? You call me a...
You heard what I...
Fellas, really, this is terrible. Here you are, old friends. Well, I tell you, it does something to me when I hear you carrying on like this. It does something to me.
Well, he started.
I shall make no comment on that remark.
Now, look, Commissioner, you've been friends with the judge here for a long time, haven't you?
Well, yes.
And, Judge, you've been friends with the commissioner, haven't you?
I was formerly his friend.
Well, that's what I say. Old pals, buddies, both of you. Now, I say it's a terrible thing if any woman is allowed to come between you. Am I right, fellas?
That's right.
Doc?
I guess so.
There. Now, you heard Peavy and you heard the doc. Now, what about it? Are you two going to shake hands like good fellows?
The fact remains that I found Miss Del Rey first.
That I've never denied, Judge. But in courting Miss Del Rey, I was thinking not of myself, but of you.
Oh, so you admit you courted her?
I did it only to save you from yourself.
Now, there, Commissioner, if I may be permitted to intersperse a word.
Pray do.
You say that in making love to this lady, you were thinking only of the judge, right?
Right.
Well, I've seen the lady, and, well, there I can't altogether go along with you. Anyone who could make love to Miss Del Rey and think of the judge... no offense, Judge.
Continue.
Well, what I want to ask is this. Commissioner, can you look yourself in the eye and honestly say that there was nothing in this for you?
Well, if you put it that way... Horace, maybe I have been a bit of a louse.
Gildy, there's no one I'd rather hear that from than you.
Good, that's the way. That's more like it.
And now I'm going to admit something to you. I think I've been a bit of an old fool myself.
Shake hands on that. Peavy, let's have some cokes here.
Horace, you old son of a gun.
Gildy, you old horse thief.
That's the stuff. Everybody friends.
From now on, Gildy, may the best man win.
Oh, no, Horace, she's yours.
Oh, but Gildy.
I insist. Dolores is yours, Judge. I hereby renounce her. I put her from my mind forever.
Now, ain't that nice? Say thank you to the commissioner, Judge. Oh, Peavy, where are those coats?
Coming up, Chief. You're tavern in the town,
Well, a song. How about it? You sing, Doc?
According to my wife, no.
Well, your wife is not here.
I'd sing if she was.
That's the stuff.
We were sailing along.
Oh, a tenor, eh?
Yeah.
Well, let's sing it.
We were sailing along on moonlight bay. You could hear the voices singing. They seemed to say, you have stolen her heart. Now don't go away.
Take it, Doc.
As we sang love's old sweet song
On moonlight day, on moonlight day.
Greg Gildersleeve will be with us again in just a few seconds. Meanwhile, a question. You sometimes find your ration points running very low. Well, listen to this. Here's how to make a swell main dish that's a real point saver. Here's how to stretch a little meat into a real company dish. The secret is, of course, Kraft Dinner, macaroni with really rich cheese flavor. And you make it fast. The box of Kraft Dinner gives you both ingredients for this swell macaroni and cheese. A special macaroni and plenty of Kraft grated, too, for wonderful cheese flavor. Just 7 minutes at the stove, and these magic Kraft Dinner ingredients give you a lickin' good main dish for 4 hungry folks. To make leftover meat into a company dish, mold the hot Kraft Dinner macaroni and cheese into a ring and serve the creamed leftovers in the center. There's a real extender dish for you, and delicious. Try Kraft Dinner soon. Remember, Kraft Dinner for speedy, rich-tasting macaroni and cheese. Now let's get back to the great Gildersleeve. 48 hours have passed since his pledge to renounce Dolores Del Rey for the benefit of Judge Hooker, and we find Gildersleeve now alone in his study, getting rid of a small collection of cherished mementos. Let's be very quiet, shall we?
Here's the menu from the Static Club that night we had dinner there. Let's see what we have. The roast beef, $1.25. Oh. Maybe we should have tried the chicken a la king, $1.40. That's the night I should have kissed her. Oh, well. Let's see. Beginner Spanish lessons. Well, no use beginning them now. Amo, amas, ama. I love, you love, he loves. Hooker. Well, what's this? Receipt for my rumba lessons. Funny, I never liked a rumba before. But with her...
Pardon me, Unc. I just wanted to get your wastebasket. Helping Bertie.
Oh? Why didn't you do that this afternoon?
I was doing my homework all afternoon. You told me that came first.
Oh, well, all right.
I won't let it happen again, Unc. Not if it can possibly be avoided.
Yes, yes.
There's much in here. Hey, a Spanish book. I don't want to be snooping, Unc, but did you mean to throw this away?
There was nothing in my wastebasket that got there by accident.
Oh, gosh, a book. Can I keep it?
I prefer that it be processed in the same manner as the rest of the trash, Leroy.
Yes, sir. Gosh, a book.
Guess I better clean out everything while I'm at it. That record, too. Marjorie, have you seen that record of Bésame Mucho?
It was right here with the others.
Huh? Spike Jones, Sinatra, Spike Jones. Ah!
Are you going to play it?
No.
Oh, why did you break it?
I didn't want it around.
But I've loved that record ever since you bought it.
It meant nothing to me.
Uncle Mort, you seem upset. Has it anything to do with Miss Del Rey?
What makes you ask that?
I know what love is like, Uncle Mort. Is that it?
Well?
Oh, poor Unky. Well, I know just how you feel. I remember the time Alexander Pittman took Helen Lewis to the sophomore weenie roast. I thought I was going to die, honestly. Is that the way you feel?
I don't know.
Did you have a bust-up?
Well, nothing like that. I've simply decided that from now on, Miss Del Rey's path and mine should go in opposite directions.
Oh. I read a story like that once. It was terribly sad. It was continued, so I never found out what happened. How does she feel about it?
I haven't discussed it with her.
You're just going to let her find out?
Well, I suppose that would be a little cruel. Maybe I ought to give her a little notice, huh?
Well, you could send her a box of flowers or something with a little note.
I got a better idea than that. I'll go around and tell her personally.
Well...
I can put in a good word for Judge Hooker at the same time. Yeah. Well, I better dress right after supper if I'm going out. I'm glad we talked it.
Marge, what do you think? Uncle's throwing away books. He made me take a Spanish book out to the incinerator and burn it. Can you imagine?
Spanish book? Oh, I don't see anything so extraordinary about that.
You don't? Gosh, the whole family is nuts. All but me. Hey, Marge, is Unc going out tonight?
Yes, he is.
Well, how about you and me going down to see the picture at the Majestic?
Okay, who's going to ask him?
Well, I've been pretty good all day. I've been getting ready for something like this.
All right, you ask him. Then if it doesn't work, I'll ask him.
Okay. Well, here he comes. 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times 10 is 90. 9 times 11 is 99. 9 times 12 is 108. How's that, Marge?
Perfect.
Say, then my homework's all done. Hey, yes, my homework's all done. Can Marge and I go to the early show at the Majestic?
Well, I'm afraid the early show is a little late for you, my boy.
Oh, Unky, darling, you look just too beautiful.
Thank you, my dear.
Yeah, you look great, Unc. Where you going?
On an errand.
An errand?
Little errand for Judge Hooker.
I never saw you shave for an errand before.
Well, a gentleman always looks neat, Leroy.
Oh, you feel so smooth. But come on, too.
What is this? Looking at me, feeling me, and smelling me. Go get my walking stick, will you please, Leroy?
Are you kidding? Oh, sorry, Unc. It's just a long time since you... I'll get it right away.
You really look like $1 million, Unky.
Well, I'm glad you think so. This whole thing was your idea.
Well, I just knew.
I guess men are kind of thoughtless sometimes.
Oh, but I'm sure you never mean to be.
Well...
Here's the old shillelagh, Unc. If anybody gets in your way, wham!
This is a walking stick, Leroy, not a bludgeon.
It adds just the right touch. You're perfect, Unky.
Well, guess I better get started. Good night, my dear.
Good night.
Good night, Leroy.
Night, Uncle Mort. Now, Marge.
Oh, Uncle Mort, would you mind if Leroy and I went to the movies? I'll get him home early.
Well, just this once.
Gee, thanks, Unc.
Thanks, Unky, darling.
Good night.
Good night.
Night. Poor Uncle Mort.
What's the matter?
That walking stick.
Don't worry. He knows what he's doing.
Dark as ever on these darn stairs. Gosh. What if she isn't home? Clean shirt. Wasted. Oh, well. Oh, good evening.
Mr. Gildersleeve, what a lovely surprise. I was just beginning to feel sorry for myself.
Oh?
Come in, won't you?
Well, I'm glad I found you alone, Miss Dolores.
I'm glad, too. May I have your hat, coat, and your walking stick? So handsome.
Thank you. There's something I wanted to say to you.
Oh, wonderful. We have a nice, long conversation, eh? Come in and sit down and be comfortable.
Well, thank you.
You do not mind if I sit here on the couch with you?
Well, I wasn't expecting...
It is cold in here in my apartment. All day I have complained to the janitor, but, he is so stupid. He says he has no cold. Do you mind if I sit here close to you so I keep warm?
Well, no, I guess not.
Okay. Now, what was it you wanted to say?
I can't remember. I don't know quite how to start.
You can remember if you try. Come on.
Oh, yes. I want you to know that I think you're a very wonderful woman, Miss Dolores.
Oh, that is nice. Tell me some more.
I respect you.
Thank you.
I feel differently about you than I did when I first met you.
How? What did you think of me at first?
Well, I thought you were a plaything. I thought that I thought you were just a pretty girl.
And now you don't think I'm pretty anymore?
Oh, yes. No. I still think you're pretty. Too darn pretty.
That's better. I think you are very handsome.
Darn it, I must be handling this wrong.
What?
The thing is, you see, a woman in your position, men shouldn't go around thinking of you as a plaything.
I wonder why they do.
Well, there's no use going into that.
All my life I have had a difficult struggle. I have been a single dancer. I worked in terrible little towns where there was nobody nice to talk to.
Oh, you poor kid.
And yet I want what every woman wants. A little house, some children, a man to protect me.
That's what I say. You ought to think about getting married.
You think so?
Very definitely. That's what I came over to tell you.
Oh, Throckmorton. Darling, bésame.
Huh?
Bésame mucho.
But...
No words, please. Just kiss me.
Huh? Well, just one.
Oh, that is nothing. A sweet kiss. Dolores, she also kissed like a tiger. Like a grizzly bear. Zoop. Like a thunderstorm in the spring. Now tell me, why are you so sure you want to marry me?
Oh, let me out of here! Oh, my goodness, I suppose he's gone to bed.
Oh, that you, Gildy? I was on the phone.
Listen, Judge, if a man is telling a woman about his best friend, and all of a sudden she grabs him and kisses him against his will because she thinks he's talking about somebody else, and all the time he's really talking about this other party, and she kisses him, is that a breach of promise?
The facts in a breach of promise suit can only be determined in court.
Something tells me I'm going to need a lawyer, Judge.
Get yourself another lawyer. My services have already been retained.
Good night, folks.
Music on this program was directed by Claude Sweet, and this is Ken Carpenter speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company, makers of Party, Margarine, and a complete line of famous quality food products. Kraft invites you to listen again next week for the further adventures of the great Gildersleeve.
Imagine serving leftovers and having the family think it's a brand new main dish. Here's how it's done. First, get a package of delicious golden Pabstet cheese food. Then melt Pabstet into a smooth, luscious cheese sauce to give leftovers of meat, vegetables, or fish a grand new flavor lift. Why, Pabstet can make leftovers so appetizing, so good to eat, you'll have the whole family calling for second helpings. And speaking of grand main dishes, pour this same delectable Pabstet cheese sauce over macaroni, rice, or noodles. Or blend Pabstet's fine cheddar cheese flavor into tasty omelets, Welsh rabbits, and soufflés. You'll want to serve Pabstet in sandwiches, too, or with pie and fruit for dessert. The whole family will love it. And remember, Pabstet is nourishing, easy to digest. Buy a package tomorrow. Pabstet, the cheese food of 100 uses.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve. The Kraft Cheese Company, makers of Parquet margarine and a complete line of famous quality food products, presents Harold Perry as The Great Gildersleeve. Kraft brings you The Great Gildersleeve every week at this time, written by John Wheaton and Sam Moore, music by Claude Sweeten. We'll hear from the Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. You know, it's a grand old custom of the Christmas season for women to bake big batches of delicious breads, muffins, and rolls. And when guests drop in, a mighty cheerful way to serve your baking treats is to spread them with delicious Parquet margarine. Parquet's fresh, delicate flavor is sure to make a hit with holiday guests, and sure to satisfy hungry family appetites, too. In addition to being so wonderfully good to eat, Parquet margarine is one of the best energy foods you can serve. What's more, Parquet margarine contains vitamin A. Kraft guarantees every single pound of Parquet to contain 9,000 units of important vitamin A. So for a spread that's both delicious and nourishing, treat your family and guests to Parquet margarine. Don't just buy any margarine. Be sure to ask for Parquet, P-A-R-K-A-Y, the quality margarine that's made by Kraft. Now, what about our old friend Gildersleeve? Well, Gildersleeve today is a very uneasy man. The last time we saw him, if you remember, he was rousing Judge Hooker in the middle of the night for a little quick legal advice, only to be told that the judge's legal services had already been engaged. Haunted by dreams of subpoenas and breach of promise, he finds himself a little jumpy this morning.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I wonder if you'd mind doing a little errand for me on your way home from the office?
I'm sorry, Bertie. I'm not going to the office today.
Not going to the office at all?
No.
Well, if you should be going downtown for anything, there's no hurry long as
I'm not going downtown, Bertie. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going out of the house. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. What's the matter with him?
And another thing. You too, Marjorie. If anyone calls here, I'm not at home.
No matter who?
No matter who.
Well, suppose somebody wants to give you $1 million.
That's most unlikely. More likely they'll want me to give them $1 million. What's that?
Leroy, be careful with that hockey stick.
What's the matter? You almost got the chandelier.
Better luck next time. Well, so long, Lard. So long, Unc.
Wait a minute. Where are you going?
Down to the pond to play hockey.
Wait, come back here.
Yeah?
I don't know that I want you playing hockey today.
Why not?
Well, how do you know the ice is safe?
Oh, don't worry. We always test it.
Test it how?
We make Jerome Bates walk out on it first. He's the heaviest.
But what if he falls through?
Well, then we know it's no good for skating.
But what about Jerome?
Jerome's a dope anyway.
Leroy, the boy might drown.
Well, if he's dopey enough to do everything we tell him.
I think the boys are awful. Always hiding from Jerome and ganging up on him.
And that's because he's nothing but a big fat slob.
Leroy, I do not like that word.
I didn't call you a big fat slob, Unc. I called Jerome.
We'll have no more talk like that, my boy. I don't like it.
Yes, sir. He is, though.
Front door.
Wait.
Would you go, Miss Marjorie? I got my hands
Don't anybody go.
Huh?
Marjorie, don't open that door.
I don't understand.
Bertie, get away from that window.
What's up?
It's the mail truck, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Don't open that door. Be quiet and keep out of sight, and maybe you'll go away.
But if it's only the postman,
We
what's
don't know who it is.
Yeah, maybe it's Santa Claus. Hide everybody so he'll go away. Huh, maybe I'm nuts.
Now, look, all of you, I'm not joking. I've locked all the doors, and I want them kept locked. Don't go out, and don't let anybody come in. And above all, don't let anybody hand you any papers.
Papers?
Yes. You see, you're bound to hear about this sooner or later, so I might as well tell you now. Seems your uncle has got himself into a little trouble.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you ain't in trouble with the finance company.
Yeah. No, Bertie, I wish I were. I wish it only were that.
I thought you seemed a little upset. Unky, what kind of trouble is it?
Well, perfectly innocent, you understand. Perfectly innocent. Just a little embarrassing, that's all. Very embarrassing.
Mr. Gildersleeve, whatever you done, I know you didn't do it.
Well, thank you, Bertie.
Bertie's right. We'll stick by you, Uncle Mort, no matter what. Even if we have to move to another town and start life all over.
Now, wait.
You got an alibi, Unc? That's the main thing. Get an alibi and stick to it.
I don't know what you've been reading, Leroy, but I assure
The
you...
case of the missing ear.
What?
It's super. It's all about this guy. He falls for this dame. Her name is Laura. Mysterious type. See, wears veils. So there's the spy ring. Well, anyway, the police bungle everything all the way through. The only one that knows anything is Farnsworth Flint. He's the detective. Wears gardenias and collects jade.
Look.
Leroy, for goodness sake, your uncle's in trouble.
Well, I'm just trying to help him out.
Why don't you let him explain first?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Unc.
Well, it's a little difficult to explain to anyone your age, Leroy, because it involves a woman. I mean a lady.
I knew it. There's one in every case.
Leroy.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Uncle Mort. Now tell us all about it.
Well, perhaps I ought to explain to you first a little about women.
Let's all sit down and get comfortable, shall we?
I'll try to be brief. Well, I think you should know, children, there are two kinds of women. One is the kind of woman I hope Marjorie will grow up to be. The kind I hope you'll marry one day, Leroy. A fine, capable woman that everyone admires. A homemaker.
What's the other kind?
Well, there are various ways of describing her. I won't say she's unattractive. On the contrary, she's often quite attractive. In a superficial way, of course. Pretty and all that. But she's selfish and unscrupulous. She's just out for what she can get.
Aren't they all?
Where did you ever get an idea like that?
I'm telling you, Unc, you ought to read this book.
I don't know that you ought to be reading it.
Leroy, stop interrupting. Go on, Uncle Mort. What about Miss Del Rey?
Well, I went over there last... Who said anything about Miss Del Rey?
It is Miss Del Rey, isn't it?
Well, yes.
I always said I didn't like that woman.
Shut up, Marge.
Well, go on, Uncle Mort. You went to see Miss Del Rey, and what happened?
Well, I won't go into everything that happened, but the long and short of it was that she somehow got the idea that I was proposing to her.
Uh-oh.
You're right, Bertie. I don't know how she could possibly have gotten such an idea. Nothing was further from my mind. I want you to know that. Well, it's true. Trying to tell her she ought to marry Judge Hooker.
You must have stuttered a little, Unc.
I spoke with my usual clarity. The point is, you can't be too careful with a woman like that. I hope this will be a lesson to you, Leroy.
A lesson to me?
Never have anything to do with theatrical people. Stick to nice, homely girls. At least you know where you are with them.
Tell me something, Unc. What if you did propose to her? Anybody can make a mistake. What of it?
Did you ever hear of a breach of promise, my boy?
She.
You mean she's going to sue you?
That's what I don't know.
Mr. Gildersleeve, maybe it ain't none of my business, but what you need is a lawyer.
Aren't you right?
You need one bad.
I need one who's good.
Well, why don't you call up Judge Hooker?
Because Judge Hooker's already been retained by Miss Del Rey. And the old goat would like nothing better right now than to drag my name through the courts. Oh, there's nothing to do but wait. Wait here like a rat in a trap. Wait for him to slap a paper on me.
How do they do that?
Process server. Man comes to your door and hands you a paper. Next thing you know, you're in court.
Just like the finance company.
That's why I don't want you to go to the door, Bertie. That's why I want everything locked. They'll sneak in your cellar window. They'll jump out at you from behind bushes. They hide in laundry trucks. They'll do anything.
How awful.
Well, I'm ready for 'em. Let 'em try.
Uncle Mort, aren't you ever going to light? You've been pacing up and down all morning.
I've got to think, my dear. I've got to think. Got to think.
Can't you sit down and think?
No, I think better on my feet. If I just knew a good lawyer. If I just knew a good, reliable lawyer. Oh, Leroy, get up off your stomach.
I can read better this way.
You're in the way. Besides, there are drafts down there. Light's bad. Go sit in a chair. That's what they're made for.
Okay.
If they just do something. They just make a move. If I just knew.
Hey! Guess what happened?
What?
Farnsworth Flint just grabbed Laura by the hair, and guess what? It came off. It's I gotta read this.
Leroy, if you must read that kind of trash, read it to yourself.
Okay. Say, Unc, I was just thinking. You know that Miss Del Rey? There's something kind of suspicious about her.
Miss Del Rey is not a man, Leroy. I'll vouch for that. If that's what you're thinking.
Well, I wasn't thinking that exactly, but I'll bet she'd bear investigating. Why don't you have her shadowed, Unc?
Shadow, don't be ridiculous. Hide, everybody.
What for?
Come on, down behind the sofa. Leroy, quickly.
What are we hiding for?
Because if he looks in the front window, he can see us.
Who can?
Whoever's out there, get down and keep that head of yours down. Who's that walking around?
Bertie, she's going to the door.
Bertie, don't forget what I told you.
I ain't forgetting. Ain't no use you ringing because ain't nobody home.
Oh.
Bertie. Who's that out there?
It's Judge Hooker, Bertie.
Oh, it's you, Judge.
Don't let him in, Bertie.
I'm sorry, Judge. If it's Mr. Gildersleeve you're after, he ain't in. He went somewhere.
Oh, he did.
Yes, sir. He went somewhere in a hurry. Didn't leave no word.
Bertie, it just happens that I saw Mr. Gildersleeve through the window as I was coming up the walk.
You might have seen somebody that looked like Mr. Gildersleeve, Judge.
Can you name anybody who looks like Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, not offhand.
Traitor.
What's more, Bertie, when you opened the door, I distinctly heard his voice.
Might have been an echo. He hollered just before he left.
I don't know what's behind these monkey shines, Bertie. But tell Mr. Gildersleeve when he returns that if he had had the simple courtesy to be at home this morning, he might have learned something to his advantage. Good day.
Oh, Judge, wait a minute.
I don't hear you, Gildersleeve. You're not at home.
If I only had a lawyer. If I only had a lawyer.
Uncle Mort, please, all day long. You'll wear yourself out.
If I only had a lawyer.
No kidding, Unc. You better relax.
Yeah, if I only had a lawyer. If I only had a friend. If I only knew what they were plotting. If I knew anything. It's this uncertainty. This waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Poor Uncle Mort.
All day here, trapped like a rat. Just waiting for him to come and get me. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm innocent. I never said a word to her. I was doing a favor for a friend. Oh, you don't believe me, eh? So this is what they call justice. 12 good men and true. You sit there and let that old goat pull the wool over your eyes while a man's good name is dragged through the dust of Summerfield. For shame. I'm not asking this for myself. I'm asking it for my little niece. God bless her. Look at her. There she sits with her whole life before her. What kind of a life is that going to be? I ask you. It's in your hands, gentlemen. And my little nephew, Leroy.
Don't worry about me, Unc.
You keep out of this.
Uncle Mort, really, I'm worried about you. I think you ought to lie down or something.
I'm all right.
Leroy, come here a minute.
Huh?
If I only had a lawyer. If I only knew. Is she going to sue or isn't she? She'd only make up her mind. They'd only do something. They're probably doing it right now. She's probably got a whole staff of lawyers. They're laying plans, ways to trip me. Maybe they got people watching the house. Out there just waiting. Waiting. Oh, that's what I can't stand, the waiting.
Uncle Mort!
I'm going out there.
What now?
I don't care. Anything is better than this. I'm going out and get them.
Oh, take it easy. Where are you going?
I'm going out and get them. Come on, darn it, sue me.
Pardon me, friend. Could I interest you in the little daisy can opener? I have a booklet here I'd like to give you.
Booklet? Oh, no, you don't. See.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just a few seconds. Good food adds extra cheer to the holiday season. And one of the fine foods that'll brighten many a meal these next 2 holiday weekends is delicious Parquet margarine. This quality spread for bread is made by Kraft, and that means that Parquet is as fit for a feast as it is for a plain everyday meal. Parquet margarine radiates good cheer whenever it's served because Parquet's flavor is so delicate, so satisfying to the appetite. Parquet is a splendid energy food, too, one of the very best you can serve. And remember, Kraft fortifies Parquet so that every pound contains 9,000 units of important vitamin A. So do as millions of homemakers do. Buy and serve delicious, nourishing Parquet, Parkay, Parquet margarine. Kraft makes this nutritious spread for America's bread. Yes, Kraft makes Parquet. Now let's get back to the great Gildersleeve, who's decided that a man can only stand so much. Determined to find out what Judge Hooker is up to, he's about to sally forth and face the world, but he's still cautious enough to make certain preparations.
Leroy, I'm going out for a little while. Have you seen my sunglasses?
Sunglasses? There hasn't been any sun for days.
I know that, Leroy, but have you seen them?
No.
Marjorie, have you seen my sunglasses?
No, I haven't, Uncle Mort. I could lend you a pair of mine.
What? Those slanty green things?
Mm-hmm. They'd make them look like a tropical fish.
The last time I saw your glasses, they were in the glove compartment of the car.
By George, I believe that's where they are. Go get them, will you please, Leroy?
Oh, for corn's sake, if Marge remembered where they were, why the heck do I have... Okay, Unc, I'll get them right away.
I still don't understand why on earth you want sunglasses, Unky.
Never mind. Let me see. Oh, yes. Ought to get a light put in this closet. Leroy's raincoat. Sounds awful. Croquet set. Christmas tree ornaments. Umbrella. Umbrella? Whose is that? Must be Judge Hooker's by the handle. Confound it, I never can find what I'm looking for in this darn place. Have to put in a light. Well, wear my golf cap.
What on earth are you looking for, Uncle Mort? Oh, you going to play golf?
No. I was looking for that derby hat I used to have in here.
Oh, that's been gone for a long time.
Gone?
Leroy used it for his magic one night, remember?
The night he broke an egg? Was that my derby?
Of course.
By George.
Oh, you can't get mad about that now. It happened a year ago. Besides, you always look funny in a derby.
Now, Marjorie.
That's all right. Everybody looks funny in a derby.
Here they are, Unc. They were in the glove compartment, right where you said.
Leroy?
I just went right there and opened it, and there they were.
Leroy, I've just discovered...
I didn't waste a second, Unc. I did just what you told me. Here are the glasses. You gonna play golf?
Stop breaking eggs in my derby.
Huh? What a character.
These darn glasses, they make everything look even gloomier than it is.
You gonna play golf?
No, my boy, I'm going out. I'm going out, and I don't wish to be recognized.
A disguise. Hey, if you'd turn up your coat collar, that wouldn't be bad.
Oh? Like this?
Yeah. Now, if you could pull in your stomach a little, even Farnsworth Flint wouldn't know you.
Well, I don't expect to run into Farnsworth Flint, so I'm not pulling in what stomach?
You look fine, Unky. Where are you going?
He's going to shadow Miss Del Rey, I bet.
I'm not going near her. I'm just going to try to find out what she's up to, children. But first, I think I'll drop in at Peavy's drugstore and test my disguise.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, nuts. Peavy, I'm supposed to be in disguise. Didn't you have any trouble recognizing me?
Well, no, I can't say that I did, but if I'd known you were playing some game...
This is no game. Has Judge Hooker been in here, Peavy? Did he say anything about a lawsuit?
Are you being sued, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, I'm not sure yet. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Not wishing to intrude, Mr. Gildersleeve, but might I ask the nature of your legal difficulty?
Well, it's personal, Peavy.
Oh, woman trouble.
They're not the same. Just happens that in my case, you're right.
Miss Del Rey?
Well, yes. She'll probably have Judge Hooker represent her. My friend.
I'm afraid I don't understand this. I thought you and the judge had quit squabbling over this lady.
We had, Peavy. Only I went over to see her, to say goodbye. And somehow she got the wrong impression. I shouldn't have gone to see her. That's where I made my mistake.
Well, I've been kind of noticing her, Mr. Gildersleeve, and I'd say you made a very natural mistake.
What do you mean?
She's a Lulu.
Don't you be fooled by her appearance, Peavy. She's a dangerous woman.
She is?
You darn right she is.
Well, she may be, but if I were single and a year or so younger...
Don't even look at her, Peavy. She'll cast a spell on you.
You can't scare me, Mr. Gildersleeve. She comes in here, buys perfume and so on.
She comes in here?
She was in here today. No sale, just used the phone booth.
Aha. Did you hear anything she said, Peavy? You know who she was calling?
Mr. Gildersleeve, we pharmacists have our code of ethics, you know.
Oh, code be blowed. This is life and death, Peavy. She's an adventuress. She's going to try and disgrace me publicly. Ruin my career. Grab all my money. Thank goodness I haven't got any.
Well...
Any chance remark she dropped might help. Anything.
Well, let me see now. She said something was very important. Said she couldn't wait until tomorrow. Said she'd meet the party at 8 o'clock tonight. That's all I remember.
Oh, that's wonderful, Peavy. Who was she talking to, man or woman?
I couldn't say.
You're the worst detective I ever saw.
Well, maybe I am, and maybe I'm not. You're the one that's playing cops and robbers, not me. But if I was playing, I'll bet I could find out who she's going to meet tonight.
Oh, how?
I'd follow her. Heavens to Betsy, man. Even the movies have simpler problems than that.
Say, I saw a picture once. Peavy, you're a genius.
Mr. Gildersleeve, where are you off to?
I'm going to borrow a taxicab. Beep, beep.
Oh, hello there, Mr.
Come here a second, Floyd.
What's the matter?
Who's that you got in the chair?
Niles Burkhalter. I can take you in about 5 minutes.
I'll come back, Floyd.
What's the matter with Niles? He won't bite you.
I'll be back. Oh, and Floyd.
Yeah?
Mum's the word.
Well, for...
Coast clear, Floyd?
Sure it's clear. Hey, what's going on anyway, Commissioner?
Floyd, didn't your cousin Edwin drive a taxicab here before he went in the Army?
Ed? Sure, yeah, he drove a hack.
Where is it now? Anybody driving it?
No, it's sitting up in my garage. Strictly a post-war cab, Mr. Gildersleeve. Why?
I want to borrow it for the evening, Floyd. Rent it. Will it run?
Well, I guess it will. That's how it got in my garage.
Can I have it, Floyd?
Sure. Yeah, what is this, a gag?
Far from it. It's very important. Ed had some kind of a cap he used to wear, too, didn't he?
You want the cap, too?
Well, it wouldn't be too much trouble.
How about the badge?
Great. You're doing me a big favor, Floyd. What time do you close up?
6.
I'll come by for you. I'll walk home with you and pick up the cab and everything.
Okay, Commissioner. Now, what's this all about?
I'm sorry, Floyd, but it's a confidential matter.
Oh, now, Mr. Gildersleeve.
My lips are sealed, Floyd.
Well, I wouldn't want people to start telling it around that you were taking a dame out someplace and you didn't want people to recognize your car.
Huh?
Wouldn't do you any good to have that kind of a story get around. Better they should know the truth.
But the truth wouldn't do me any good either.
Now, if I knew the rights of it, I could prevent the wrong kind of story from spreading, Mr. Gildersleeve. A lot of people come in here, you know.
All right, put away the clippers. The fact is, Floyd, I'm borrowing the cab to do a little detective work.
Uh-huh.
I want to pick up a certain party and find out where he's going.
Well.
What are you welling about?
So the senorita's lowered the boom already.
I didn't say that.
No, you didn't. How much, Commissioner?
If you're referring to Miss Del Rey, she's taken no legal action against me. I doubt if she will.
Uh-huh. You just want my cousin's taxi for a joyride. Okay, Mr. Gildersleeve, have it your way.
Never mind, Floyd. I'll pick you up at 6 o'clock. I got to be in front of her apartment by 7:30.
Okay. By the way, I'd let you have the cab for nothing if it was mine, you understand, but naturally I got to look out for my cousin's interests. And
how much, Floyd?
$10 for the works. Cap, cab, and badge.
$10?
Yeah, now, Commissioner, in a good night you can make that much easy, not counting tips.
Oh! Cold. Getting dark, too. Isn't she ever coming out?
Taxi. Oh, taxi. I've got to get down to the Union Depot in a hurry.
I can't take you. Can't take you. Sorry.
What do you mean you can't take me?
Well, I'm not a regular. I'm engaged.
Oh? Well, which way are you going?
I don't know.
Well, I wonder if I could go along. I mean, as far as the depot.
There won't be any room, Bud. I'm picking up a family here. A family of 10, including 3 2-year-olds. Now, are you satisfied?
Yes, I'm satisfied. I hope the 2-year-olds ruin your upholstery.
Brother, what a taxi driver has to put up with. But I fooled him. Somebody coming out. Yeah, it's her. Well, here I go. Me. Taxi! Taxi, lady! Taxi!
Well, yes.
Where to, lady?
Oh, not far. Just to 840 State Street, please.
Yes, ma'am. I got her now. 840 State Street. Well, that's not Hooker's office anyway. I wonder...
Pretty cold tonight, ain't it, lady?
Yes, it's quite chilly.
Yes, sir. Going downtown on business?
Well, you could call it business.
Hmm.
Who do you think I had for passenger this afternoon?
Who?
That fellow that's the water commissioner in this town. You know, a little on the stout side. What's his name?
Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yeah, Gildersleeve. Yeah, that's his name. Quite a fellow.
Is he?
Yes, quite a fellow. Seems very kind-hearted and good-natured.
Oh, I am sure he is.
Yeah. Ever meet him?
I've met him.
I guess Mr. Gildersleeve's not much of a ladies' man, huh? Quiet sort of fella. Got a mighty fine reputation around here.
Has he?
Yes, sir. Anybody try to make trouble for Gildersleeve in this town, they'd have a tough time.
Oh, here's where I'm going.
Oh? Well, Yvette's beauty parlor. You know, somehow, lady, I had the idea that you were going someplace else.
Yes? How much do I owe you?
Huh? Oh, 50 cents.
Here is $1.
Oh, just a second.
Oh, that's all right. Keep the change. By the way, do you think you could have your cab in front of my apartment tomorrow morning at 10?
Oh, yeah, sure, lady, sure. Going someplace?
To my lawyer's. See you tomorrow, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Thank you. Left the front door unlocked.
Oh, Leroy, I suppose. Did you find out anything today?
Yes. My worst fears have been confirmed.
Hey, Unc, where are you? What do you think? A man left a paper for you this afternoon.
A paper? Leroy, I told you not to let anybody in.
The evening paper.
Why? Leroy, sometimes I think you have the soul of a process server. Go tonight. Go to bed. Good night. Hello.
Music on this program was directed by Claude Sweet. This is Ken Carpenter speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company, makers of Parquet margarine and a complete line of famous quality food products. Kraft invites you to listen again next week for the further adventures of the great Gildersleeve.
Now a wonderful help in Christmas-time menu planning. Treat your guests to Pabstet, the delicious golden cheese food. The cheese food that's so rich in mellow cheddar cheese flavor, so useful in 100 appetizing ways. Pabstet spreads with such ease and slices so neatly, you can whip up a tempting tray of cheese appetizers in a jiffy. And say, while your guests are admiring the Christmas tree, toast Pabstet cheese sandwiches in the broiler. Toasted Pabstet sandwiches will be greeted with ohs and ahs of delight, too. And to keep the compliments coming thick and fast, serve Pabstet melted on apple pie. It's perfectly delicious, served for dessert with coffee. So for downright happy eating at merry Christmas-time gatherings, have a package or two of delicious, nourishing Pabstet on hand. Buy the delicious golden cheese food of 100 uses. Ask for Pabstet.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.